Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be working with Phalaenopsis orchids. They are one of my favorite orchids. Let me just put down my coffee and pick up this orchid. So, it is brand new to me. I just picked him up and wanted to sort of show him off a little bit. Beautiful orchid. And wanted to just go over a little bit of my guide on how we actually pick an orchid from the store. Things to look for when buying a new Phalaenopsis orchid from the store. Now, to start with, there's a lot of places you can buy them. They tend to vary in price. There's a few reasons for varying in price. So, of course, if you're buying an orchid at Safeway or at Home Depot or something like that, you're probably going to pay less for it. I bought this one at Costco. It was just over $10. I think it was an absolutely fair price for it. Now, one reason you would pay more for these is it may have a tag in it, which this one does not, that says the name. You're going to pay more if it is not just a generic hybrid, if it actually has a name. So that's one thing to look for. But if you're paying $30 for a phal and it doesn't have a name, it's a lot to pay. It's hopefully a really nice one that you're not going to find very often. I wouldn't want to pay $30 for just a plain white one, again, unless it had some sort of name to it. But why don't we have a closer look at this guy together? Hopefully you'll be able to see everything as I show you. So let's take off the plastic. And so the plastic is good and bad. Some of them are wrapped in plastic. You'll find I'm just putting on the table down here. Some of them are wrapped in plastic, and it keeps them all nice and tucked in and secure. I'm just getting a little pair of scissors and I'm cutting the plastic right now. Then we can see this orchid together. I've had a peek at him, but I don't know his true state either. I did basically what you have to do when you're in a store. You got 5 minutes to look around the orchid section, and you get to choose the one that you like the best, and you kind of run with it. And you unfortunately have to, for the most part, hope that it's nice and healthy. So this is going to be something that, this guide is going to be something that you guys can go through together to sort of do a check to make sure you're hitting all the points when you're selecting your own orchid. So the first thing, of course, you want to look for, other than the price, is the beauty of it. Now, this one is pink with a yellow lip, has some white in the center of it as well there. I found it very unique. I liked it, and it was, to me, worth the money. It doesn't have a ton of flowers on it, but that's obviously just the strain. Some of them there had many, many more flowers than this, but I picked, for me, quality over quantity. This one, something about it I really liked. So it's nicely staked straight up. They do that so that it, for shipping purposes, isn't hanging all over the place. I'm notorious for not staking orchids after, but really nice to stake them straight up, aren't they? Other things you want to look for are the leaves. So looking at the leaves here, you can see they're quite nice. They're not droopy at all, so that's nice. They're a good color. I have 5 leaves on this plant, and I can see that from in the bag that there's 5 leaves. No damage on the leaves whatsoever. So I think what we're going to have to do is bring you down, though, because we can't quite do this together if you can't see what I can see if I'm trying to show you. So let's stop it and bring you down. Okay, now you can see what I can see. It's going to make it a whole lot easier to go. So we talked about the flowers, and that's just your choice. We talked about the price, and really that's just your choice as well. Now we're talking about the leaves here. So let me get this in a good position here so we can see the leaves. Nice and healthy leaves, no deterioration to them. The leaves even right down at the core, there's nothing black down there, nothing that indicates any sign of rot to them. I'm also going to let you guys in on a little secret here. You're going to find, for the most part, when you buy something like this new, it's going to have white spots and dots on the leaves. They're going to wash right off, but you can see them all over here. And let me just turn the tripod here to this leaf here. So you know what this is, and you're going to be so surprised. This is some sort of probably systemic fungicide treatment, some sort of broad spectrum bacterial, antibacterial systemic treatment for these guys. So don't be surprised if you see that on the leaves. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Perfectly fine. These plants have been grown in mass numbers. They've never been looked at for more than a few minutes. This plant was potted up. This pot was looked at again when they staked it right here. This pot was probably looked at again when they staked it up here, and this pot was looked at again when they put it in the bag to ship it out. I would say altogether in its life, this plant has probably had 5 minutes of work done to it. They are very efficient at what they do, but the systemic fertilizer or systemic pesticides, fungicides are key to these things looking good, because you can't have thousands of orchids that you never look at and guarantee they don't have bugs or fungus or anything without some sort of help. So don't be scared of that, but it's what keeps it nice and healthy. Now, I was able to look down into the pot and see the roots from in the bag. I could tell that they were still semi-moist, so that was good. And it looks like it's in coconut husk, which is, I like coconut husk. It doesn't pack in very much. It retains its water, and I don't know if there's anything below it. It looks like below it is some moss. I'm just digging into there. So I don't know if it's just topped with coconut. I'm just finding this out now with you guys. You can kind of see it's maybe some moss in there. But anyways, I'm going to leave this for now. The surface roots look healthy. No rot there. And the coconut husk isn't too wet. I haven't watered this plant since I've got it. It doesn't need it yet. So as long as they're still slightly damp to the touch, you don't need to worry about watering it. This one comes in this nice little pot here, which is nice. It keeps it nice and stable because it has some weight to it. So that's added value for the $10, $11. But if you look at how cheap the actual pot is inside this, this is just a disposable pot. It has no breathing holes other than the one here. So you can see it has, looking at this here, you can see some healthy roots down there. It is repacked in coconut bark because you can see it through here. But when I dig it in, you can see initially this plant was grown in sphagnum, and then it was repotted in without removing the sphagnum moss, and they put it in this coconut husk stuff. So these pots to me are absolutely useless. I'm glad it has a drain hole in the bottom, but you have to make sure that when you're watering this plant, it's not sitting in water in this pot. So all in all though, not bad, not bad. And that sort of covers all the main things you're looking for when you're buying an orchid. This isn't going to be a care video on how you take care of it after you get home, just on how you select the orchid itself. So remember, a flower that works for you, leaves that are nice and healthy, not too droopy, no rot down here. You want to have a look at that. If you can see some roots, make sure that they are nice and healthy. The fact that they're green is a good sign. I could tell that there was moisture down there, so I knew it hadn't been dehydrated. Yeah, when we see the spots on the leaves, we now know what they are, and we go from there. So this guy is going to live in the house. I'm going to enjoy him and his flowers. Let's see if we can get one last shot of the flowers here. I'm going to enjoy him and the flowers in the house, and then he's going to live in my grow room, not in the greenhouse, for his duration, because phals do like it nice and warm. They're a perfect house plant, so they really just they're comfortable when we're comfortable. And so these guys, they like it at just room temperature is perfect for them. I promised I wouldn't get into any kind of care for this guy, so I'm not going to get into that. But I hope you like this video on selecting Phalaenopsis orchids from the store and what to look for. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching.